We use the exact same word to describe a tiny neighborhood repair shop and a globe-spanning corporate conglomerate. They are both businesses. But how do governments actually tell them apart on paper? You might assume the dividing line is total employee count, square footage, or even annual revenue. Under frameworks like India's MSME Act of 2006, the ultimate defining variable is purely financial. It all comes down to investment in fixed assets, specifically the money spent on physical plant and machinery. This locked-in capital dictates a rigid set of rules for legal obligations, deployable technology, and reachable markets. To understand the true anatomy of a business, we have to trace its evolution as it climbs this specific ladder of capital investment. The lowest rung of the ladder is the small-scale business. These operations are highly localized, designed to cater directly to immediate neighborhood demand. This chart shows the struct financial thresholds for this tier. In the manufacturing sector, fixed asset investments are capped between 25 lakhs and 5 crores, while service sectors max out at an investment of 2 crores. Because that tight capital cap restricts the purchase of heavy machinery, these businesses operate with a high degree of manual skill and intense human labor. This tier produces a massive volume of our everyday items. We are looking at ready-made garments stitched in close quarters, processed spices, and basic consumer goods. Management at this level is straightforward. It's typically a sole proprietorship or a small partnership, allowing for easy mobilization of that initial seed capital, even if the overall reach remains limited. Despite their small footprint and lack of tech, these grassroots units form the essential support structure that feeds materials and services up to every larger industrial tier. Evolution happens through slow and steady growth. When a small unit earns enough revenue, it can finally reinvest in better equipment and hire more employees. Crossing the 5 crore mark pushes the business into the medium scale, with a 10 crore ceiling for manufacturing. This financial line physically alters the company. Manual labor gives way to advanced technological solutions and automated machinery. This mechanical complexity forces structural changes in management. The sole proprietor can no longer handle every detail and must hire dedicated professionals for key roles. Alongside new management and tech, the customer base breaks out of the local neighborhood and scales up to serve a broader regional market. The medium enterprise acts as a critical bridge. It's the transitional phase where a company sheds its grassroots identity and prepares for full corporate complexity. Then we hit the final threshold. Investing more than 10 crores in fixed assets means the company outgrows the MSME framework entirely. It becomes a large-scale organization. At this massive scale, the wealth of private individuals is usually exhausted. The company now relies on public investors and diverse funding sources to operate. The physics of production are completely different here. Operations are overwhelmingly capital-intensive, relying heavily on imported, automated technologies rather than raw manpower. Directing this scale requires highly structured corporate governance to navigate diverse global markets. This is the realm of giants like Infosys or the Tata Group. At this magnitude, the scale of fixed investment elevates these companies into macroeconomic forces. Zooming out, all 3 scales, small, medium, large, operate simultaneously. They function as distinct, connected organs within a single economic body, feeding resources to one another. This classification isn't a vanity metric. It is a strict operational blueprint dictated entirely by physical capital investment. Recognizing these thresholds reveals an interdependent market structure. Labor-intensive neighborhood shops and tech-heavy corporate giants rely on each other's specialized roles to keep the broader economy alive.